Clark, and I live in Baker, Louisiana. I was born in May the 8th, 1915 in Turkey Creek, Louisiana, about 100 miles from here. My daddy was Hardy Clark, and my mother was Ida Ware Clark from Turkey Creek. And my grandmother was Margaret Ware from Mississippi, and my grandpa there was Hypolite Clark from Louisiana. And they was raised up around Lake Cole, Louisiana. It's about 7 miles from Turkey Creek. My oldest brother was Gilbert Clark. The next to him was Charles Floyd Clark. And the next to him was Maud Clark. And I was next, Bert Clark. And then under me, I had three brothers during World War I that died. I didn't get to know. Then after that was my sister Sadie Lee Clark, and next was Dorothy Clark, and also next was baby sister was Jessie Mae Clark. Me and Maud, I guess, was close to. She was next to me. Floyd and Gilbert was a little older, so I didn't get to play with them too much. But me and Maud was real buddies. We played all the time together. Had a lot of fun.
I'm the oldest girl. I'm 87 years old. Never dreamed I'd make 7. The Clark family, Hardy Clark and Ida Clark, the boys are all gone. Gilbert, Floyd, and Bert. I'm the oldest daughter-in-law.
That's right. I got a place reserved to say something. All right, while we're on it, Janice, how old is she?
93 years young.
93 years young.
He passed away in 1954 with a massive heart attack. He and Mother had been married 25 years. So that was a great loss to our family because he was a wonderful, wonderful husband and father.
Two people married one another even though they were first cousins. Did everyone know that? They were first cousins. But Maud thinks that even though they were closely related, that there were some differences between them, right, Maud? Okay, can you share with us some of these differences?
Well, there was quite a bit of difference between my father and my mother. My father was a very outgoing person, so that knew him say the same thing. My mother was a very quiet person. She was a homebody. She loved to stay home, tend her children, and do her gardening and things like that. But my daddy liked to be on the move. He had to see what was going on and had to join in with a lot of it, I guess. But there again, it seemed like even at that, their agreement was always okay and everything went well. But I've oftentimes thought how that my mother and my father was so different. He said that one time they told him that if he sold a piece of silver in this well, a dug well, that you would see the picture of the one that you were going to marry. So this he did. Well, he saw my mother's picture. Well, he couldn't find my mother in Turkey Creek. So one day he had an opportunity to go to Mississippi. So he went to Mississippi, and as he was passing by this house, this girl was sitting in the window, and she had long black hair that touched the floor. He looked at her and he said, "That's the one I saw in the well." So he finally ventured back over in Mississippi and married my mother and brought her to Louisiana. But my mother always said that she missed the hills of Mississippi.
Well, my name is Sadie. I was Sadie Lee Clark. I married Isaac B. Nickens. My birthday is the 5th of June. I was born in 1922 in LeCount, Louisiana. My parents are Hardy and Ida Clark. They were living in LeCount at the time that I was born. And then later they moved back to Turkey Creek. My mother, she had long hair. She bald it in the back of her head, and she's about 5'4" or 5. And my daddy, I guess, in his younger days, I imagine he was about 6 feet. Of course, he had dark hair, but in his later years it turned gray and began to thin. I think when he was young, he had a mustache. He was, I guess you'd call a people person, because he loved to be around people. He never met a stranger. But my mother was a very shy person, and she was more reserved, I guess, than Papa was. And she didn't talk a whole lot unless it was someone that she really knew.
I'm Dorothy Throckmorton, and my parents was Hardy and Ida Clark. And I had very, very good parents.
My name is Jessie Mae Clark. I was born October the 26th, 1931 in Turkey Creek, Louisiana. My parents are Hardy Clark and Ida Martha Luella Ware Clark.
Papa was always a person that worked for himself. Very little he worked for other people. That was in his later years. He did, when the war came on, he worked in construction work for, I don't know where it was, up around Leesville or LeCount or somewhere. He worked, for a while there, but he mostly had a sawmill. He cut lumber and sold it and things like that. He built our house. It was all cypress.
We lived in a wood frame house about a half a mile off the highway at that time. There wasn't no highway through there. There wasn't no railroads through there at that time when I was born. But anyway, we had a pretty nice home back there. It was I don't know how many rooms it had in it, but it had a big hallway. I remember that well. Hallway that went all the way through and had rooms on each side.
I had a good childhood. I remember a lot about my dad, my mother both. My dad, he loved life, he loved people, he was a jolly person.
Oh, he liked to joke, he liked to pick at people, or even out there fox hunting and all, he would pick at the ones that was there, the older ones that was with us sometimes. He worked hard. That foreman was a lot of work. We'd pack a lunch to him, me and Jesse, most of the time, or maybe just me, we'd pack a lunch to him when he was plowing the field back towards the backside back there.
He had a sugar mill. They grind cane, and he would make syrup for himself and for other people in the community. He had a blacksmith shop. He did all of his tubes and everything, crosscut saw and everything, filing and
I can remember my dad, he always would dress to go to town or whatever. he'd have his Sunday best on, and if the cows needed to be fed, the chickens needed to be fed, the cows, whatever, he'd take out and he'd go out there to the barn with white shirt on, good shoes. Moma'd say, Hardy, you need to take your stuff off and take care of it. He'd say, Ida, I got more stuff in there that I ain't never put on that I'll never wear out.
I guess you could call them real personal memories I have of them, of times when we would sit by the fire and talk, and times I would be coon hunting with, or not coon hunting, fox hunting with Grandpa Hardy. It was my job, along with another young friend of mine, to go hunt up the dogs. And I never seemed to have a flashlight to go through them woods chasing dogs.
Did they even have flashlights back then, Buford?
No, they had carbide lights on their head. Yeah, I don't think they could afford the batteries to go through the flashlights. They used them carbide lights, and they didn't show much. They might shine a rabbit's eye, but they didn't show much else. Over the years, he had quite a few different dogs. There was always an argument between Bert and Hardy about the Walker hounds and the black and tan hounds. That always had a big argument started which one was the best. He could shoot a rifle. He sure could.
What kind of rifle did he have?
He had a 22 we'd get out there and play with.
And he liked politics, and he'd go real politics, you know, and all politics. Take election time, governor said, him and Bert and Gilbert. Oh my gosh, it scared me too.
They had a good family discussion, a round table discussion.
It kind of got loud too.
Well, what was Hardy's feelings on Huey Long?
Oh, he was for Huey Long.
Is that right?
Everybody in Louisiana was.
Yeah, I went. I remember going.
Was it in Baton Rouge?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, it was all
That
gravel.
was many miles away.
Right. So he,
Why weep for slumber, America, land of brave and free, with palaces and clothing and food for all. All belongs to you. Every man a king, every man a king. Of a conference held in the DeSoto Hotel in New Orleans by congressmen representing Franklin Delano Roosevelt, the first, the last, and the littlest. A dictograph was planted in the meeting room, and Herbert Christenberry, an attorney and brother of my personal secretary, and the secretary of the Louisiana Senate, overheard the following and certified this transcript of the record. Boys, I haven't the slightest doubt that Roosevelt would pardon anyone who killed Long. This gets even funnier. I want senators to hear this succeeding line. I read the language after midnight when I was alone in my room, and I got a little bit more shaky. But it is funny in the daylight. I will read that last line again. Boys, I haven't the slightest doubt but that Roosevelt would pardon anyone who killed Long. Voice, but how could it be done? Voice, the best way would be to just hang around Washington and kill him right in the Senate. Now here is where I get a lease on life. Here is something to show senators where something comes in and gives me a break. Voice. I once thought that would be necessary, but I don't think it is now. So, it seems like temporarily I got a respite on the matter.
My dad, he liked to socialize. So did I. And he was a good dad.
Mama loved to work in her garden, and she loved outside work really better than she did the housework. She had her chickens and she had her cows, and when we were young, of course, that's what we lived off of. Things we grew, and milk and chickens and eggs and so forth.
My mother, she was a homebody. She liked to stay home. She liked her garden and work in the yard.
Hello. We're having a mighty good time here this evening talking to people over this record machine. I'll sing you a song now. When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh Lord, I want to be in the number when the saints go marching in. Maud called me this morning. She's going to come down to see me. Mother's Day's Sunday, you know. And she just had to come down here to see me. I may go back with her, I don't know.
My first days was spent in Turkey Creek. That's where I grew up at, in Turkey Creek, over there. And I consider one of my best years of my life. I really enjoyed it. And I went to school in Turkey Creek, which was about a mile and a half away. We had to walk. It wasn't no school buses back there then. It was a nice brick school, and it was just a grammar school, for elementary school we call it. But we'd walk to school and cut across through the woods and go through trails back there and cut off a ways. But we'd always made it, always wasn't late, and always made it every day. So when I finished grade school, in 7th grade, I had to go to Pine Prairie High School, which was about 7 miles further on down the road.
When we grew up, we didn't have a lot of toys as they do now, but we had so much fun cutting. We'd get a Sears and Roebuck catalog, and we would cut out